I'm Capt. Stanford with Texas Fish Tips. This is your weekly fishing report.
Early morning, guys, out here at the Fina docks. There's lots of nice redfish on that incoming tide this week. Get right out here on that incoming tide, and some shrimp been doing real good on the big reds. Also, if you get over here at Klein's Landing, this little corner right here, if it's too windy, get out on the jetties. That's a good place to get you some reds. There's also some sheep's heads still. You're right on those rocks, about 25 to 15 foot of water right next to that bulkhead. Then, if you will go all the way out to into the south jetty or the north jetty, you cannot walk on the ends of them, but you can get there by boat. There's lots of reds to be had on the end of that south jetty, about 15 to 25 foot of water. Shrimp has been the ticket. Sometimes menhaden works, but those big shrimp, worm it on a hook and drop him down, it's been working. You can put you about a 2 ounce, 3 ounce egg sinker right on top of that hook. Those fish don't seem to mind. They want it. There's all kinds of fish down there. There's redfish. There's some nice trout being caught down through there. Spanish mackerel, I've heard of a couple of ling and a couple of kings being caught right off those rocks. So it's just about everything. There's jackfish too. Same way over on the north side of the jetties, same thing. If you can get over here, there's going to be a lot of good fish in here. Now be careful this weekend. We have Babes on the Bay tournament, and there's a lot of people going to be out there fishing this weekend on Saturday. So be mindful of that. If you can avoid it, I would go on a Sunday instead if I was you. But there's still going to be some good fish. But be careful and be courteous to each other out there, okay? Over in good old California hole, this whole area's been holding some nice trout down through here. If you'll drift with your artificial like Gold Spoon or your plastics, whichever you like, there's been some good fish down through here. Also, you keep drifting all the way down through and you'll catch your redfish. Popping cork and shrimp has been working pretty good. And if you'll get along these old Klondike Islands, these old terminals, right down through, we call them the V. Right down through, there's always some redfish right in here. And this water level's not as high as it was the last couple of weeks. It's been going down a little bit. So these fish are going to be dropping off this channel, and right next to these islands at a little bit of deeper water, there'll be some nice redfish in there. Cut menhaden's the way to go. Okay, over in Brown Root Flats, these old cuts right down through here's been holding some nice redfish right down through this little deeper water. Shrimp has been the way to go. Catch your reds, get you some cut menhaden chunk out there. But there's also some reds right out through here if you'll drift out through here, or if you're doing a little wade fishing. There's some nice reds to be had in here. Anywhere's out here in the old Brown Root Flats, if you got a kayak, it's a great place to get when there's not so many boats in the water. Like on a Saturday is going to happen. But you can also get out here and do a little wade fishing. There's some really good reds to be caught out here in Brown Root. Dagger right down through Dagger Island, all up in front of these islands. These cuts right here, they've been catching some nice redfish. Cut menhaden's been working. Cut mullet catches a few, but that menhaden calls them in quicker. Shrimp has been working, but you start to catch a lot of hardheads, a lot of perch mixed in there with it. If you want a sheep's head right here on this old anchor right here on this corner, they're still holding some sheep's head, believe it or not, right out in there. You can also catch some nice reds. These little cuts right here. There's also some nice trout along this deeper water right next to this shallow and this ICW. There's been some nice trout in here. But if you'll get right behind these islands, right in between here, it's been holding some nice redfish right up next to the mangroves. Popping cork of shrimp is catching it all, catching the smaller ones and the bigger ones. But sit and wait it out with a menhaden, you'll catch the bigger ones.
Thanks for watching. I'm Capt. Stanford.